All right, welcome to lesson 2, generating equivalent expressions. First thing we need to do is say, hey, what's the opposite of each of these? 1 is -1. How do I know that? 1 plus -1 equals 0. What's the opposite of 3? -3. 3 plus -3 is 0. What about -7? Well, that'd be 7. -7 plus 7 equals 0. Well, how about a -1/2? Well, that'd be 1/2. -1/2 plus 1/2 equals 0. Starting to see a pattern here? Well, what about x? What will be the opposite of x, or -x? So x plus -x equals 0. What about 3x? Well, it'd be -3x. 3x plus -3x equals 0. What about x plus 3? What would be the opposite of that? So we'd have a -x and a -3. Why? Because x plus 3 minus x minus 3 equals 0. Well, how about this one? Let's do -3x plus 7. And let's see how that works. 3x plus 7 minus 3x. Oops, I'm sorry. That should have been a minus right there. So 3x minus 7 minus 3x plus 7, well, that all cancels out and equals 0. Alright, so why do we need to know that? Well, we're going to do some weird little math with an easy problem right now, and then we're going to make it easy. You know how when we subtract, we have to add the opposite? Well, let's do that right now. 40 plus 9, and then we have to do the opposite of 30 plus 2. Well, that would be minus 30 minus 2. So if we look at this, we've got 40 plus 9 is 49, minus 30 minus 2 would be 19 minus 2 is 17. Is that even right? Well, let's check it out. 49 minus 32 is 17. You're saying, well, why did you do it that way? Let's look at our next problem. It's a little bit different. So we're going to do 3x plus 5y minus 4. And then right here, we're going to add the opposite. So it'll be plus -4x plus -11. Okay, so if we're doing the opposite of that, or just minus 4x minus 11. Well, if I have a minus 4x and a plus 3x, that's going to give me a -x plus 5y. There's nothing to match with it. Then we've got a -4 and a -11. Well, that's going to be -15. We'll find the sum of these. I'm going to show you a trick on this one. If you line them up by their letters, it makes it much easier to do. So here we would have 7a. Here we've got a -4 and a +3. Well, that's going to be, you could do, I guess, two different ways. Let's go ahead and just do minus 1b, or -1b. And then here we have -6c plus 13c. Well, that's going to be +7, because 13 minus 6 is 7. Now, what happens when you have it this way? Well, we're going to still do the same kind of deal, except for we know it's going to be a -5x and then a -2. Why? Because we have to do the opposite of this. If that's a positive 5x plus 2, then it becomes a -5x minus 2. Notice there's nothing with the y. So this will be a -3x, because -5 plus 2 is -3. And over here we'll have a -6, because you add negatives with negatives, you get more negatives. Oh wait, there's going to be word problems? Well, a stick is 4 meters long, and a string is 4 times as long as the stick. Express the length of the strings in terms, that's terms, of x. Well, it's 4x, because it is 4 times longer than the stick. And if this is the stick, the string would be 4 times longer. So, if the total length of the string and the stick is 15 meters, how long is the stick? Well, it's going to be 4x plus x. That's the string plus the stick equals 15. And if we just combine some like terms there, we'll get 5x equals 15, x equals 3 after we divide by 5. 3 meters, and that would be how long the stick is. Now you have to put it back into the expression for the string. We know it's 4 times longer, so that would be 12 meters for the string. All right, and just a little more fun for our next thing. What is the inverse of each one? And we're talking about the multiplicative inverse. Well, if you multiply this by 1/3, you'll get 1. Multiply by this by 1/5, you'll get 1. Multiply this by -1/2, you'll get 1. Multiply this by -5/3, you'll get 1. Multiply x by 1/x, and you'll get 1. Multiply -2x, well, it's going to take me a second on this one, but I'm going to go 1/2 x, and I'm going to make it negative, equals 1. How does that work? Well, I just simply do it like this. A negative times a negative will equal a positive. These will cancel out and make 1s. So we end up with 1/1 or 1. And that's the end of Lesson 2. Hope you had fun.